What's going on, everybody? Long time no see. I've been hiding like a ghost. Been in the man cave, chilling, living life, drinking liquor, splashing chiz and getting money, you know what I'm saying? The usual things. I'm back. I'm gonna watch this video and see what it's about.
If prostitution was legalized, would women's attitudes towards men change, and if so, how?
It definitely would change, because then they wouldn't just be like, everybody wouldn't be trying to be a prostitute. They would actually go back to being women.
Yeah, it's a fact. And a lot of females would be treated as more of a prostitute. Dudes be dogging shorties, you know what I mean? They be going up to shorties, acting crazy. But if they straight prostitutes like that, they're gonna pull up on some how much, you know what I mean? They're gonna be more degrading about it, I guess you could say, compared to just now. If you know she's easy to bust down, then you know that she's easy to bust down, you know what I'm saying? But then if you know you most likely have a chance to pay to bust down, you're gonna pay to bust down, and it's gonna make them subconsciously feel more degrading. They're gonna want to secure themselves more, I guess you could say, but it's my opinion.
How so?
Because now it seems like that's what they want to do. They all just want to be a prostitute when they grow up because they think it's free, easy money.
Not necessarily a prostitute. Be sensual, I guess you could say. They want to be seductive. They want to get money off of their looks. And the best way to do that is by kind of exposing themselves. There's a lot of shorties with OnlyFans, and it's not like they're straight busting it down and getting railed out. They're just posting photos of them, you know, in their bra and stuff like that. That's pretty much it. It's easy route, easy money, you know what I mean? It's like drug dealing. It's easy money, but the consequences are not worth it. And you don't realize that till it's too late most of the time. At least I know my kid's not going to get bullied in school.
As opposed to just being a good woman to a man, which is hard to find these days.
Would it be a
Very
threat
hard.
to women's sexual power over men?
Yes.
Oh, it definitely would be a threat, because that's all they really get to hold over a man's head is that thing.
What percentage of the girls you know do sex work?
100% of them.
100%? Are you kidding me? That's just what she's around. Like, come on. I know this is most likely in Las Vegas. Pretty sure prostitute is illegal in Las Vegas, so she's probably a part of the communion. So that's most likely what she's around. If she's saying 100%, that's an outrageous number. That's like every individual, like even your mom, your mother, your grandmother.
30%, yeah.
A small percent for me.
Cap.
I mean, like, I don't know, like, just from, like, social media and everything, I think, like, a big percent, yeah.
A good 95% of them.
Because, you know, there's prostitutes, then there's something, like, close to it. You see what I'm saying? So there's, like, girls that are out there and are, like, willingly known to accept money for that. But then again, there are shorties that you can literally put a price on and they'll go for it, even though that's not necessarily their job or what they do. But you throw 10 racks in the shorty's face, she gonna bust it down immediately. You don't even have to give it to her. You can just flex it in front of her and she's already most likely gonna be drooling, to be honest.
Different type of sex workers.
So there's girls who walk the blade. That's like when they're outside on the sidewalks, walking in heels and everything, picking up cars. There's girls who post ads on the internet. There's girls who walk the carpet.
Streetwalkers, it's like escort.
Streetwalkers, that is the lowest of the low. And that's what I mean by like straight prosties. If they on the street in a miniskirt, that's completely something else. But there's a lot of average shorties that you can put a price on, like I was saying.
You know, a high class, you know, strippers, OnlyFans.
You got escorts, prostitutes, massage therapists, and even your everyday regular female wants to get some money out of a man some kind of way. Like, that's their goal.
Exactly.
What's the difference between selling your body for sex and selling your body not for sex?
There is no difference.
In a sense, doesn't everyone prostitute themselves?
100%, yes.
They sell themselves for blunts and weed and drink. Why not get the money?
Oh man, yo, just the way this dude came in.
In a sense, doesn't everyone prostitute themselves?
I've definitely prostituted myself once or twice.
What? I hope it's something good, not nothing like too crazy. I hope it's not anything sus, you know what I mean? But I can't lie, you know what I'm saying? I'll be in a club. I'll have some shorties give me rides, buy me food, like, you know, give me the whole shebang, the 1 out of 10, buy me drinks and all that. Not straight up pay me to do something, but you know, like, I've had shorties like treat me nice, I guess you could say. If I'm talking about shorties though, like the way he came off about it is a little sus.
So, I mean,
We all prostitute ourselves at all times, whether we're working for somebody else or working for ourselves. If you're...
Oh my God. So she most likely probably does that in her day-to-day life, and that's the excuse that she rolls with. She is most likely a prostitute or OnlyFans girl, and when people criticize her about that, she just says how you're pretty much a prostitute to your job. You're a slave to your job, so let me be a slave to mine. That's the excuse that she's gonna rock with. Then that's just sad.
If your money and your body and your money is on a dime, you're prostituting yourself. So in a sense, if you don't own your own business, you are working in the process.
She's just like making it way more complicated than it has to be. Like, what happened to words having actual definitions to them, actual meanings to them? Now it's just like words are just completely meaningless. I could say left and then get mad that you didn't take a right. It makes no sense to me at all. We need to bring back the definitions to words. I swear, you just blabber on some fucking nonsense and just roll with it. And even if you know that you're wrong, you're still gonna fight the fact. Even if you know that you're wrong, that's the sad part.
Prostitution trade.
What is a brothel?
A brothel is a place you can go into and pay and pick a woman to basically go do your thing with.
How is that different than a high-class escort or a streetwalker?
It's not any different. It's just in a more controlled environment.
More controlled environment. It's more organized. It's more professional, I guess you could say.
So a brothel is a house that women do sex work in, but it's a legal house, and it's definitely secure. It's watched by like security, police, and everything. It's a lot safer. They have to get tested regularly, and it's a place for men to go and pick out a woman they want and have sex with them in a lot safer way.
It is definitely 100% safer than, you know, just being on the corner of the street risking to get kidnapped or, you know, end up just sucking some pipe for free. Fucking act like you're gonna pay her. Kick her out the whip, skedaddle, most likely never gonna see her again, unless you obviously do it somewhere where you're always active, I guess you could say, which if you do that, then you kind of just crazy at that point. A brothel is definitely a way better choice, in a sense, for females at least, because it's more professional, you know what I mean? You probably get ID'd, you probably have to have your papers to make sure that you're good and all that. You pick who you want. Like she said, there's security and stuff like that. You know, majority of the shorties are clean, unlike these prosties that are on the corner. Not only that, you know what I mean? It's like you could ID them and hold their ID until they come back. Kind of like, you know, when you go to buy a car and you go to test drive it, they take your ID and all that stuff. They could just kind of, you know, do something similar along the lines of that. I think that'd be a smarter way to go about it. I think it'd be safer. It's like the reason why they legalized weed in a lot of states too, is because people get robbed, and it's obviously just way more organized and professional and more safe to purchase loud packs at your local dispensary if it's legalized where you are, like where I am. Other than that, then I don't know, I'm kind of blabbing on a little bit.
Only difference would be that you're going to an establishment as opposed to them coming to your place.
Isn't a brothel more likely to be safe and regulated?
Yeah, because they get tested and things like that, as opposed to when she pull up, she could have just left her other dude's house.
Streetwalkers, they don't have to get tested regularly, or high-class escorts.
She could have just had a mouthful of fucking mayonnaise and pulled up on you, and yeah, it's too much. That's too gross, man. I can't.
They know that no matter on both parties, they're not going to get set up, robbed, kidnapped, or killed.
Exactly.
Why do people think prostitution is more likely to spread disease when sex workers are tested on a regular, consistent basis?
Because they watch too much TV. Because in real
Nah, yo, he's spitting facts.
life, sex workers get tested as opposed to the average girl. Most of them don't even have an OBGYN.
Yeah, like literally, yo, it's literally a fact. Y'all be watching way too much TV. When I said I was gonna go to Miami, people like, oh, you're gonna go out there? It's crazy out there. You're gonna get robbed. Girls are gonna set you up. This is gonna happen. That's gonna happen. Bro, I had a blast in Miami. I say I'm gonna leave out the country. They think I'm gonna get like kidnapped and beheaded or something. Like, bro, y'all be watching way too much TV. You see these 1 in a billion situations and think that that's gonna happen to you. You know what I'm saying? You be afraid to go outside in the rain because you really think that a fucking thunderbolt is gonna come strike you down like Thor or something. Maybe. I'm not saying that it's not gonna happen, but the possibility of it happening is very, very little to none. It's like 0.00001%. Like, how much people have been struck by lightning? I don't know. Fucking 2, 3? Harry Potter or something?
Or they think that's like an acronym on the internet or some shit.
Like in a brothel, they got to be tested, and I would assume that you can't just go in there and not be.
Why are they just worried about the tested part? They need to be tested, and it's more security. That's just the only things that they can come up with. I can come up with a lot of other things. A lot of ideas of why it's better. The environment. You know, you make sure that the transaction actually goes through. Yeah, you know what'd be crazy is imagine this, right? So imagine you do go and then your card declines and it's like they just have like a magic fucking source that makes you reverse your nut. And your fucking sack just gets filled back up. Like your card declines and the nut just regenerates back into you. That'd be crazy.
Be tested. I can't. I wouldn't assume you'd just be able to walk in and say, "Hey, I want to pick somebody." I'm pretty sure they would want to know your history and want to see some type of results.
Why do some people think prostitution is already
The
legal?
only thing that they would most likely want to see is papers proving that you're clean and identification, just because people be acting crazy. That's all. And to make sure you're of age, of course.
Legal.
Probably because they watch too much TV, because it's definitely not legal.
If it was legal, wouldn't we have brothels?
Yeah, you got to go to like the sticks to find a brothel where the laws are not really regulated.
So don't we really just have black market prostitution?
That's exactly what it is.
It's to the point now where I'm from, back on Figueroa, the prostitutes no longer get arrested. They have to be put in jail 3 times in order to be cuffed up and put behind the wall. So prostitution is legal. We got hoes out there that can make it 3 or 4 times before we have to lock them up.
Yeah, they be usually around hotels majority of the time, to be honest. But personally, like, why the fuck you gonna do that? That's like your average fucking salesman, if you know what I'm saying, sitting on a corner. There's no need to do that, bro. Just like get a trap phone, make some trap accounts, and you know, fake Snapchats, fake Instagram. You don't have to do all that extra stuff anymore. So I don't know why they're doing it. Like, I could understand, you know, it's good to find more customers, but the risk benefit to it is just like, that's crazy. The risk is too crazy to even take. So you might as well just do it online. It's more safe. I know a lot of shorties on the fucking internet can pay right now, but I ain't going to, you know what I'm saying? We get it for free on this side. We got game, we got pressure. If you paying for it, stop, bro. It's just more something that you gotta earn. You know what I mean? You gotta apply your pressure, you gotta earn it. Because if you can't just pull up and apply pressure and make a shorty feel you in general, then you didn't earn it. You don't deserve it. You see what I'm saying?
Don't we really just have black market prostitution?
Yes.
Isn't black market prostitution dangerous for both men and women?
Yes.
Why?
Because you don't know the situations that you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
Women have a more chance of getting killed, especially if they're going to a man's house that they don't even know or where it.
Not even just the women, it's like so dangerous for the guy. I'm not even gonna bring up the STD factor, but it's also the fact if she's gonna be like, yeah, come, I'll suck you down this alleyway, and then you just end up getting robbed, like, you know what I'm saying? She could be in your car, you could like go to the fucking Wendy's parking lot or something, and she could have her location on, and dudes just fucking run up on you. The amounts of setups that she could do is crazy. Honestly, I hear about way more setups on the guy happening than something bad happening to the female, if you want me to be honest. That's what I hear about, you know, word of mouth in general, just like living my life, not on some online shit, but you know, if you know, then you know. Online shit is just completely controlled, the narrative of like every and any situation, and statistics are always lied about, and blah 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 blah. I just go based off of real life, what I hear, what I see, and that's it.
It is. They don't know the area, and men also have the same chance of getting killed, kidnapped, robbed, anything, because they're meeting women they never know, and sometimes it's not even the woman that they think they're meeting.
Exactly. Thank you for bringing it up. At least she said it. I'm happy that somebody said it.
Why do people think prostitution can't be taxed?
Can't be taxed? I believe it can be taxed when it's in a controlled environment.
Because we're not going through it the legal way. We're going through it ourselves. So nobody's taking money out of our paycheck for tax, for medical, anything. It's all the money that we're able to keep. Nobody.
Sheesh, but if you can tax it, that medical insurance too, gotta be good. You gotta have some good ass medical insurance. Let me tell you that. Of course, like, why would you even want to pay taxes? Like, people work normal jobs under the table just so that they don't pay taxes, which I think is very stupid, to be honest. Unless you're obviously in a situation where you're forced to, but other than that, I think it's very stupid to work under the table, you know what I mean? You want all your money to be legal. I know it sucks pretty much paying rich people to just stay rich because they just pretty much pocket all the money. Pay hundreds of dollars in taxes every week for, you know, my car to be destroyed every time I drive it because the streets are trash. For, you know, hospitals to still fucking hit me with bills, you know. They just charge you and tax you for everything, but you do what you gotta do. It's not about avoiding the system. It's just about finding the loopholes and working within it.
Takes anything out of it.
Prostitution is legal in parts of Nevada. Don't they tax and regulate it there?
Yeah, they tax and regulate it in the places where it is, but it wouldn't be in a place as grand as this with this many people. It's like a small little town so they can see everybody and make sure they're getting every dollar.
I don't know why they wouldn't do it at such a grand place like that. Like, the customers would be crazy, get so much more money. Imagine being like a legal pimp. That's crazy. Whoever is like legally doing this shit is like, bro, you're a fucking gangster. That's some real shit, honestly.
We just say prostitution is legal, but only in brothels, so it can be taxed and regulated.
Yep.
That's a good damn question. It's a good question. It should be legal.
Why are people so afraid of their mothers, sisters, and daughters becoming prostitutes?
Because, like, that's fucking disgusting, bro. Taram, why do you want them to do something so sinful? Why are you afraid of your sister bringing 10 BBCs to your crib? Like, you don't want nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? That's just, like, out of this world. I don't want no parts in that. I don't want to think about that. I don't even want to talk about that, bro. That's crazy.
You can currently choose to be escorts, sugar babies, and OnlyFans.
I mean, because nobody wants their sister to be your hoe or daughter or anything like that.
Exactly.
Can
Bro, like, she better be dressed up in a hijab, you know what I'm saying? I'm good, to be honest. I got one sister. She's not twerking in the club. She's not doing nothing crazy. She got her family. She about to get married. Her husband is the only person that she's been with. And, like, that's good. That's good. My sister's not outside. Because if she was, that's too stressful, bro. I'm going to have to be checking and pressing. And, like, it's going to be, like, way too much. You know what I mean? Like, why would you want... It's an obvious question. I shouldn't even have to... It's an obvious answer. I shouldn't even have to explain it.
Improvement and prostitution coexist. Or will men become spoiled and lazy?
Men will become spoiled and lazy.
I mean, men are already spoiled and lazy any damn way.
I guess for the most part because
Bro, shut up. Men are spoiled and lazy anyway. Shut up, bro. I don't even want to get into that. Talking too much.
you don't have to really try to get a girl, you just got to pay for it.
It would make life a lot easier for men, so they would never do that.
I think about it, it would be bad. Like, it'd be good if you know how to control it. But then it'd be bad because, you know, like, dudes would just be straight up putting themselves in debt. They'd be going crazy. They'd be doing it way too much. Not only that, it would be very mind-boggling. So the dude wouldn't have real, authentic connections anymore. He would just kind of look at girls as just, like, tools, I guess you could say. Just to use and abuse and skedaddle pretty much. But, you know, you would lose the authentic factor of, like, being able to have game. Like, game wouldn't even be a thing anymore. Like, authentically, like, picking up girls and, like, doing your magic wouldn't be magical anymore, because then you could just put $1 on it pretty much.
Men of the past spoiled and lazy when prostitution was legal?
No, because they were hardworking men and they had to have money to go spend it.
But the thing is back then they weren't lazy, but we live in a whole new society now. Like, everything's different. So, you know, the rates, the amounts of prostitutes would be crazy. That'd be fucking phenomenal, to be honest. Like, it would just be out of this world. Like, there would just be too many prostitutes. The way you see a rise in OnlyFans, it would be just like that. At least brothels back then were like, they were more like low key. They would keep it tucked. It would be more hidden. Like, you wouldn't really know too much. Like, you would know about it, but you wouldn't get too much information about it. Like, it was just more discreet compared to now. Like, it would just be open, especially with social media and all this types of shit. Too much.
Probably were the most hardworking men in the world, because, you know, you could go get your rocks off and then you can go to work.
If prostitution was legal, do you think there would be...
If it was legal, they should make it a benefit at your job. Like, you know what I'm saying? They should charge you an extreme amount like doctors do, but then you should have some type of, like, benefit. So it's not like you're just some fucking bum sitting at home and you could just go get sucked real quick for $20. They should just make it so it's like, okay, he's putting in pressure for the world, you know what I mean? He's playing his role, he's doing his part. Let him get sucked for free on the government's dime.
be less gold diggers and sugar babies?
Oh, yes, 100% there would be, because at that point, like I said, there would be a lot more legal services out there. So, you know, the men who do, like the gold diggers, like the old men who have younger girlfriends, or the men who pay for, like, a girl to be with them for long-term relationships, they would know that they have a service, so whenever they wanted, they can just go pay for it that price instead of having to pay a fortune for another girl.
So wouldn't women be the ones who are less spoiled and lazy?
Spitting. Yep. It just, you know, she's a woman, so it counteracts. She just thinks, would it make us spoiled? No, because we have to put in jaw work, sucking pipe. Yeah, it would just make you, like, way more spoiled, to be honest, because a lot of girls find pleasure in it, too. Not saying that some don't, you know, but it would definitely make them way more spoiled, because it would just be easy money at that point, you know what I'm saying? But the question is, are you working based off commission, or are you working based off hourly? You see what I'm saying? Because if you're getting paid like an average man, let's say you're getting paid like $20 an hour, you still gonna take that job?
There, I guess in a sense, yeah, you could say that.
If prostitution was legal, would men still get married?
Yeah, but it would be married for the right reasons, which is the way that it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
And now it's just all about money. Everything in this world is just all about money now, and women take a great advantage of that because they know that men make the majority of the money.
Exactly. Dating and relationships these days is nothing but like a hustle at this point, honestly. For females, at least. Guys be trying to find something authentic, but shorties just be playing way too much. Everything's just a hustle to them. You gotta have this, you gotta have that, you gotta be doing this, you gotta be doing that. You know what I mean? You gotta be up, but not too up, because they're not gonna like that, because then you won't spend time with them. But then when you do spend time with them, you're spending too much time with them and you're clingy. It's just, they're just all confused. They don't even know what they want. TikTok, mashed potato brains. I want up, I want down, I want left, I want right. They just want to find happiness 24/7, but unfortunately in this life, you can't be satisfied and happy every single moment of life. And if you was, then what would happiness even be? It would just become nothing. When you first start smoking weed, at first it's all fun, you're giggly, blah 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 blah. But after 5-10 years of smoking weed every day, it's just whatever. It's just nothing to you anymore.
If people believe that sex is addicting like a drug, why is weed, alcohol, porn, and gambling all legal and highly regulated?
Because it brings in a ton of money.
Yep.
Because we're a repressed society that comes from our sort of Puritan ancestors and all other things that are complicated.
If prostitution was legalized...
The thing is, they made it illegal to make money off of sending the people that do it to jail. But then they're starting to legalize this shit because they realize with taxes, they could benefit higher from taxes than they can from actually sending people to jail. And they could do it in the mix of forcing people to get all these licenses and doing all this stuff, which is already a bunch of money that you're most likely going to have to pay to get certified in doing something like that. It's just all fucking money schemes. What's going to make them the most money? If they knew that fucking sacrificing a virgin every week in church would make the government more money, then you would see it happen, to be honest.
Would women's attitudes towards men change, and if so, how?
1,000% it would change because it would be legal, and then women wouldn't be able to, think that because they're cute, you owe them something. It would be a lot different because they know that you could just go get any girl that you want and not get in trouble for it. And then also, on top of that, then you'd be able to do what you want as well, so you wouldn't have to choose them.
Because they wouldn't be able to use the power of sex over your head. You see what I'm saying? They wouldn't have that power anymore because you can easily just go bust down on some cheeks and continue with your day with no strings attached, because the only strings attached you want are the girls that you have a decent emotional connection with. But a lot of dudes, they get strings attached and, they kind of play house and play pretend just to bust down these days. So, they get equal out. I think it would be just like liquor. Kind of just like liquor, you know what I'm saying? Some people know how to use it. They take it here and there. And, they know how to maintain it. Other people, they do it a little bit way too much. And they let it get out of hand. They let it control their life. So, you can't really speak too much about it because there's always going to be different individuals for different things. That's honestly my personal opinion on it. I think it would be kind of just like liquor. Some people take it out of hand. Some people know how to control it.
Would have to do a lot more than just cook, clean, and...
Well, it might change for the better if they knew that men could get their needs met other places and the pressure was off them.
Men do not deserve the attention.
Oh my God. Here, I already know she's going to say something dumb.
And the mentality that women give them. So, if women took control of the situation...
Men do not deserve the mentality that women give them. I agree with that, but I agree in a different way that she's thinking about it. She's thinking about it as if the women's benefiting the guy. I think that the men don't deserve it because it's not beneficial to them at all. It's just nothing but a headache. Just be quiet, honestly. At this point, let me handle situations. You don't have to put your 2 cents in. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. Let me be the guidance. Submit to my guidance. That's all I want.
As the men have, then the world would be in a completely different place.
But wouldn't prostitution being men taking control of the situation since they're the one paying for it?
Yep.
No, because there has to be an allowance for them to even be able to pay for somebody's body. So...
What? Of course there's gonna be like a price. There has to be an allowance? Like, what do you mean? Do you mean like consent? If so, they're already consenting by fucking signing up for the job.
If somebody allows somebody to pay for it, then it'll happen. So
that's... Oh my God.
Who has control?
Who has control? The dude has control. If I pay to do this, then I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? Either you're with it or you're not. But then if you're not with it, your manager's gonna be looking at you like, you're not doing your job? That's like me going to work at Wendy's and they tell me mop the floor and I'm like, fuck no. I'm gonna get fired. I'm not doing my job. Come on now.
Can you think of any reason prostitution is illegal that's not based on morality or religion?
Because black people do it. Most of the time, everything that black people do, they make it illegal. Black people smoke weed, so they made weed illegal and you get a lot of time for it. Black people want to pimp and a hoe, they make it illegal so they can lock all their asses up. If they start making that shit legal, then a lot of them wouldn't be getting incarcerated, and therefore they wouldn't be making as much money because most of the...
I think they just made it illegal back then because they didn't know how they can tax it. Because they would only tax things for certain reasons. You see what I'm saying? I remember back then they would only tax just like a few things, but now it's just everything's fucking taxed. You have to pay taxes for every little thing now. You see what I'm saying? The government touches your money before you do, bro. Unless you work under the table. That's my opinion.
The big companies and things like that get all their money from investing into the prisons.
Should religion dictate what's legal in a free society, and if so, where's the line?
Religion.
To an extent, it just matters what religion you're talking about. She's just gonna shit on religion because she's most likely a degenerate. You know, I'm not one of those people that's like a fucking Jesus freak and all this stuff, but I think a lot of people these days can really take notes on the rules and regulations that religion has. But I don't think that society should necessarily be based off of it. But I think the judgmental of others should be based on it. You see what I'm saying? It goes back to what I was saying earlier is the rise in prostitution would be crazy if it was legal, but that's because girls wouldn't get shamed for it as much as they did back then. It was more discreet back then because it was something shameful. You see what I'm saying? But nowadays, it's not shameful. It's, I'm a hustler, I'm getting my money, I'm getting my bag, I'm a boss bitch. It's not shameful anymore. But if it was shameful, once again, then you wouldn't see all these OnlyFans bitches.
It should never dictate anything. Religion is made up in itself.
There was prostitutes next to Jesus. Jesus was roaming the earth with prostitutes.
What church does she go to? Tell me one book that she's actually read from front to back. Like, the eyelashes kind of just says it all. The tattoos, too. Okay, let's hear it.
And thieves and all the things that people want to consider bad, he was right there next to, because ain't nobody else accepted him like that in the beginning. No one ever believed the word like that.
Does she believe the word like that? Like, not to sound like a Jesus freak, but like, come on. You got tattoos. That's sinful. I'd imagine you drink liquor, most likely. You most likely smoke weed. You've definitely had sex before getting married. So what do you mean, believe the word? Do you believe the word? Do you even know what the words are? You probably know, like, the basic terminology of it because, you know, pretty much fucking everybody does. But do you actually know anything about it? Do you know how things actually, like, correlate and make sense within it? You're going based off of the fucking Jesus freaks you see on the side of the road preaching some random fucking shit. But I agree that a lot of religions are also scams these days, honestly. They don't follow their word enough to even... you know, but that's a whole nother subject.
In the beginning, no one ever believed the word like that.
Well, that's a person's right to choose. Isn't that the conceit of America? That you can have your religious freedom?
W. That dude's a W. I agree with that.
Realizing prostitution would be a game changer, why is it never talked about on any of these podcasts?
Because then it would be a game changer. And if everybody made an uproar about it and saying that it should be legal and things of that nature, then they probably would get canceled because they're going against...
Pretty much almost every female would do it, and it wouldn't be a shameful act. Then you would just be comparing prostitution to a fucking construction worker when that construction worker's obviously, I wouldn't say going 10 times harder, but you know what I mean? The degeneracy in his job isn't as degenerate as prostitution, I guess you could say. But it wouldn't be a shameful act because of simps and the way that the whole world and society is going to act towards it.
It's the grain. They don't want nobody to be a salmon.
Why is Vegas called Sin City?
It's the city where people make sins.
Because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, and Vegas is a place where you can go, get drunk, do anything, find prostitutes.
It's just like the gambling capital. You can't really say that it's the city of sin. Like, I hear everybody say that about fucking every city. Any fucking city that you go to that's like somewhat big, you're gonna find all the same shit most of the time. Especially in places like Vegas, Miami, LA, like especially the very popular places like that, you're gonna find the same shit.
Places you could come to and you could do everything you want, so you think, until you come on vacation and leave on probation.
We live in Sin City, Las Vegas. Can you think of a more appropriate time or a more appropriate place to have brothels than right here, right now?
On this, definitely would be the best place to start. That's for damn sure. I mean, it should go global after that if they make it legal. But it definitely should start here. It is called Sin City, and that's definitely a sin.
Well, I don't necessarily have nothing to say. Whatever I had to say, I already said it, but I hope you enjoyed the video. Comment down below your thoughts and opinions, I guess you could say. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope y'all have a blessed day, afternoon, or night, whatever time it is that you're watching this. Bless up, stay up, don't fall for the degeneracy, become the best human being that you can be, and live your life as free as you could be, and that's it. I hope all you guys prosper at the end of the day, and I will try to do the same. Jabrel out.